𝐖𝐞𝐛𝐢𝐬, I would like to invite you to take the stage and start presenting about harbourspace.
Thank you, Nimiat. Merhaba, everyone. Hello, my name is Shaima. I am the head of marketing and admissions for Harbourspace at UTCC, Bangkok campus. And today I am here to explain everything um, about the university. I will try my best not to bore you, not to make this boring. I hope you can see my screen, my full screen. Right. So I will walk you through everything related to the university first, but I want to give you heads up that I will answer your questions about the scholarship by the end and also give you exclusive Unilink special advice from admissions. Now that I also participate in the interview section of admission, and having gone over 50 interviews so far, I see some redundant things that we don't want to see, and I want to give you exclusive advice today. So please stick up with us till the end. It might get boring at some parts, but you can do it. Okay, so first things first, Harbourspace at UTCC, which is Bangkok campus. So Harbourspace is a university that is focused mainly on technology, design, and entrepreneurship. And our main unique selling proposition is that our courses are taught by industry leaders or people who are outside in the job market currently. So as mentioned in the video, we have two campuses. We exist in Bangkok for around 4 years now, and we had our first milestone this year, which is more than 125 students on campus, which is a really huge number considering that our campus is not that big. However, on the other side of the world, we also started functioning for 9 years, around 9 years now. And if you've been to both campuses, we adopt the same things, same interior designer, same teacher, same program. So you get the feel of it's the same thing, but in different points of the world. So just to explain to everyone, when you join Harbourspace, we hook you up with our academic coordinator. Our academic coordinator talks to you, understands what kind of experience you want to have, and starts to build something that we call personal plan. Personal plan is your own personal curriculum that we build depending on. For example, you want to study all about business, so you are high-tech entrepreneurship major, we build around that, but you also really want to learn a bit of design, a bit of digital marketing. So we can also shift some classes, add more classes, remove some classes, and this gives you a personalized experience. Just as mentioned, the teachers that teach at Harbourspace are industry leaders that we outsource, that we bring from USA, from Canada, from Europe, and those same teachers go to our Barcelona campus as well as our Bangkok campus, except some exceptions. For example, when we have specialized courses that are here, like doing business in Asia, for example, we have people who are in Asia who understand the Asian market. And those people, we always say you can Google our teachers. So you can take a screenshot of this and you can Google those people and understand their backgrounds and how influencing they are. So our main idea is that we have project-based learning. It doesn't make sense if you learn all about design and all what you do is go through exams and written exams. It doesn't make sense. So we work through projects. Our students practice what they studied for 3 weeks, and then by the end of each 3 weeks, you either have a presentation or you have a project submission. It depends on the subject that you're studying. And by the end, you graduate in a way that you choose that will help you in the future. So you build something we call capstone. Capstone is your final graduation. It can be either as a business pitch for people who want to start their own startup. So it makes sense. You have a business pitch, and we invite real investors to listen to your business pitch. You can choose to have a portfolio. Either as a marketer, you have a portfolio of different case studies you worked on throughout the year or 3 years, or as a designer as well. And you can pick a case study in case you are from a company and your company decided to sponsor your studies at Harbourspace and they give you a special project to work with Harbourspace. So you can have this case study as your own graduation project. And of course, although we are modern and we embrace modernity, we do have a part for traditional way. I can assure you, I think this year or last year, maybe one person picked this up. It's mainly for people who are looking to pursue higher education, as in like PhDs afterwards. So we do offer this as part of our criteria of graduation, and it depends on what it is that you want to have by the end. And of course, we do offer a global study experience, just as I mentioned. So we take really big pride in our student success stories, and I can walk you through some of them. We have a very high employability rate, not only because we push people to apply for jobs, but if you step a foot in Harbourspace, you will see that a lot of people are very, very motivated. They are trying to find better ways. They are trying to better themselves, but they are also connected to other people. They want to network, and that also results in them getting the jobs that they want to, not only because of Harbourspace, it's because of the people in Harbourspace mostly. So one of the success stories that we have is was my batchmate. I think I forgot to tell you everyone that I am an alumna of Harbourspace of the very first batch in Bangkok, and I graduated with a master's degree in digital marketing with a minor in high tech. And this is Vera, and she was my batchmate. And Vera came from Russia, and she was a product designer. And 1 year she did master in interaction design, and now she's a senior designer at Line Official, the application. Jorge is our alumni from our Barcelona campus. He did master in data science, and he came from Cuba. So he really wanted to work at Google. And the best thing that happened is he ended up working in Google. And not only that, now he comes back to teach for both campuses. So these are some of the companies where our students who currently work at or they worked at, and we actually have some more from this previous batch. I think in August, we have people working in Stripe, in MasterCard, and people who really got really good jobs. So I just want to give you a glimpse of the programs that we currently offer. We have a bachelor degree of 3 years at a Harbourspace. Master's degree, it's 1 year for non non non-tech degrees and also for tech degrees. This is something new and exclusive news that you're hearing right here. We are also introducing 1 year master for tech, but with the exception that they really need to be great. Recently, we had a meeting with the Ministry of Education here, and they gave us more criteria to accept people for masters for 1 year in tech, depending on their performance and depending on how advanced they are. And we have 1 year foundation, but for a while we stopped having it because we think that students are really eligible. The ones that get accepted, they can do 3 years easy. So these are the programs that we offer in both campuses, but in Bangkok, we do offer high-tech entrepreneurship, both bachelor and master's, digital marketing, interaction design, computer science, data science, and recently we opened our bachelor's for cybersecurity, but in August we are opening our master's too. So if you are really interested in cybersecurity, this is my invitation. It's very exclusive, it's new, and we're looking forward to have students for that program. And the academic year is divided into 14 to 15 modules. Each module is 3 weeks long. So, and every day you have 3 hours to study from Monday to Friday. The class could be either at 9 or at 1 or at 5 p.m. And we usually schedule the class timing depending on the teacher's availability, because the teachers, when they come to us, their main job is not teaching. They have either a company or they have their work. So we really adjust to them, and we have them with us for 3 hours per day plus 1 hour that we call office hours. each student is allowed to ask the teacher for 1 hour after the class to discuss anything related to the class, or if you have your own business and you want to discuss that privately, it's like a one-to-one consultation. So I'm not sure if everyone here has been to Bangkok before, but Bangkok is a really, really beautiful city. And not only that, we try to make our campus really cozy, really kind of reflective, a bit colorful, but not too much to the outside atmosphere. We really want you to feel welcome when you step a foot into our campus. And we really want you also to explore what's outside of the campus, which is Bangkok. And Bangkok, there are so many things to do in Bangkok. And not only that, there are so many things to do in Thailand as well. Thailand is a really beautiful country. So a lot of our students sometimes just decide to do a trip to the north or go for a weekend to the south and enjoy the beautiful scenery and islands. And here is the most important part for everyone that been asking about this. So currently we're offering two types of scholarships. The first type is work and study scholarship and the excellence and equity scholarship. So let me explain to you what is work and study scholarship. Does not happen all year long. It's very occasional. We have partners in Thailand that we work with, like such as Big Rim, SEG, very, very big corporates. When they have a project, they come to us and they ask us, we need 2 master's degree in high-tech entrepreneurship and 1 bachelor in data science to take over this project and work with us. When this happens, we kind of play a matchmaker. So not only we have those good students, but also we try to match them with the company, and they go through another round of interviews with the company directly. So this is very much they come to us and we kind of outsource our students as a career service between brackets. They specifically ask for background and experience, and something that I also forgot to mention there, but also nationality. Sometimes they want to explore. Recently, we had Big Rim wanting to explore new markets for them in other types. I think in the specific countries. So they asked for students from those specific countries. So it's not something that we can promise to everyone, but when we see someone that is eligible for those companies, we really put them into something we call a talent pool. And some of the people here from Harbourspace, they're also in those talent pool, and they will have upcoming interviews with some companies soon. For excellence and equity, it's what we have all year long. It all depends on the background, experience, what you brought before, what kind of education you had before, and most importantly, like work experience is very important. It's very interview performance heavy. We care so much about that interview, and we have a lot of references that I want to talk to you right after this. We care also about the project's proposal that you work on and the enthusiasm and kind of motivation. So you can think of both of them more like a job interview style when we interview you. So for technical interview, I want to say something just to separate. For technical interview, that means if you are applying for data science, computer science, or cybersecurity, it's a different way. First of all, you go through a test, online test. You finish that online test, and we automatically get a score. And based on that score is what we know. Okay, you're good, you're average, you're excellent. After that, you have a technical interview. And when we say technical interview, you are asked to demonstrate those technical skills live, meaning that the interviewer perform a technical interview, asks you to share your screen, asks you to start coding, and ask you also to solve um, solve problems live. just to see also your process of thinking. And for that, for anyone that is wishing to go through this process, I would really encourage you to do mock-up interviews, for technical interviews, to understand how they work and what you need to do. For example, you cannot just do silently and start coding. You need to walk the interviewer through the process of what's going on in your mind while you code, so they have an understanding. Because what I really want to tell you guys today, sometimes it's not about what you're the project or what you're coding. Sometimes all about your process of thinking and how you kind of form thoughts. So this is something that we really look forward. You can find this in our scholarship page. We really, really, really like someone that demonstrates extraordinary academic achievements. Yes, we do not care about grades, but when we say academic achievements, when you were in your university, you were part of clubs, you were doing projects, you did something that you call it an achievement, and it's not about the grade. Yes, you can be a technology superhuman, but what does that even mean? If you ask me, so don't focus on that. We really like when people, especially for tech, if you participated in competitions, it doesn't matter if you win, that's an experience to show. And also if you had others tests, we don't really focus on that, but it shows that you cared enough to take other tests that are not part of the university standards test. And if you won something, it's really great. If you have published something, it's really great. And if you speak different languages. For me, this is not, I don't want you to self-reject right now. If you see this list and you're like, okay, I don't have anything, it doesn't matter. What's important is what you need to show that you can do. So that's what I want to talk to you about now. So for harbourspace, currently, our biggest need is for master's degree. Yes, we do offer bachelor's, but this year we had one of the biggest in demand that we have too many bachelors now, and we need to balance it out. So for now, we're really looking for masters for all those starred things, but most especially for computer science, data science, cybersecurity. We're looking for masters here. And why it's a big start is you have higher chances of getting a higher scholarship in those programs. For high-tech entrepreneurship, digital marketing, and interaction design, yes, you do for a master's degree. I want you guys to kind of forget about the full scholarship for bachelor's. It's kind of very tight right now. Nobody can tell you this is what I did and you will get it. For now, we don't have, it's overpacked for us. So if you're planning for a master's, apply for a master's, and I encourage you to apply to those programs. And please, you cannot apply for a master's without having an already existent bachelor's. This is something that we recently faced a lot, like people with a high school degree asking us if they can do masters. We are a proper university. You need to have a bachelor as part of prerequisites for a master. And you start your application. So usually if you are here through Unilinks, they kind of explain all the process for you, and they help you through all the application process. It's very, it depends where you are in the world, if it's very easy for you or not, but I believe that Unilinks facilitates this process perfectly. We talk to them all the time, and we have daily conversation going on, so we know about everyone's part. You submit your documents, and after submitting all the documents, you go through an interview. What I just explained, interview, technical interview or non-technical interview, where you need to present yourself, your project that you prepared, and you ask us question back. You wait 5 to 10 business days for our admission results, and then after that, you either pay a deposit or you pay your first installment, for example, so we can we were very sure that you're coming, and we start your visa process, and then you get enrolled and we onboard you. So the most important part of my presentation is now. I want to tell you about the common red flags as someone who does the interviews and as someone who's part of the admission board team when we talk about candidates. Because we listen to you and we very much judge everything you say. So please, 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 we can tell. We're not stupid. We can tell if we notice some inconsistencies, there is a lack of effort, there is very generic responses, and we know, please know that we know. We go through hundreds of applications, we saw hundreds of CVs, portfolios, and at some point we understand that some things are not making sense. So we know, we can tell. By now, I understand that some of you might know someone in Harbourspace. It's a for Burmese community is very strong, so you might know someone here. And I want to tell you that your friend's path is not your path. What worked for 𝐖𝐞𝐻𝐃 will not work for someone else. We listen to other experiences. It's good to understand how things function, but admission, we treat the application process of each individual person separately. We take the time, we listen to you, and if you did the exact same thing, it doesn't guarantee the exact same results because you are not the exact same person. People are different, they're colorful, there are different personalities, different way of delivering things. So please be yourself, be genuine, and be authentic. That's the most important part. Please, ChatGPT without a personal touch. I am a marketer. I use ChatGPT daily. I can sense and see ChatGPT 30 kilometers away. I understand it. So we appreciate that you use technology, but when you submit a project proposal that is completely written, AI generated, it doesn't impress us. We're just like, okay, this person is lazy. So use ChatGPT, but please put some personal touch in it. We want to see it. We want to. Sometimes what really surprises me is when you have your CV, you were in medical field, for example, and you're passionate about, and you're doing a lot of volunteering in medical field, and I see your project proposal has nothing to do with any background. You're not bringing anything, and when I ask you why you don't want to do this, you're like, oh, I did it for this interview. Oh, I just thought about it. But there is no depth in it. There is no you in that proposal, and that's something that does not impress us. And fourth thing, aiming for the stars and delivering the bare minimum. Please, if you tell us during your interview, I want 100% scholarship, and we see that during your interview, you did nothing. You just put the project proposal, you came unprepared, and you're like, oh, but I told you I want 100%. That means nothing. If you're aiming for the stars, please over deliver what expected. If we're expecting a project proposal, something that I see a lot of people do is like they create their own slides, they put some personality in it, and when we tell you before that you will need to present your project proposal, if you share your screen and you show me that project proposal that I saw a week before, I kind of I'm very much disappointed because you didn't put the efforts, and I read that. So if you read it back to me, I feel like, okay, what's the point? So if you're going aiming for something big, please put big efforts. And for everyone here, English proficiency is non-negotiable. You might heard, okay, your English is not that bad, and other people would tell you, oh, there are some students that their English is not that bad. Before, we had a project called Upgrading Thailand, in which we accepted students with no English background to help them. And they had a foundation 6 months of English intensive courses before they joined us. But still, what we realized is they are struggling in the class, they are struggling to work in groups, they are struggling with so many things. So now we're asking them to do extra efforts. So for that, we learned that we cannot just let you think, okay, that you will survive the environment. We understand that it was not a mistake, but it was like a process and learning process for us. So now we are much, much tougher about English proficiency. And in the interviews, it needs to be valid, because we don't ask you for IELTS or anything, but when you're communicating, you cannot answer my English spoken questions, you cannot deliver your thoughts properly. That's not going to let us reject you. We rejected based on the English proficiency before because we couldn't understand anything. But if your English is, let's say, you're in the process of learning, I will encourage you to speak more, uh, prepare yourself more, prepare for interviews. And that leads me for the next thing is, when you're unprepared for any interviews, but especially for technical interviews, a lot of people would have help during the test. You can do you. We're not with you at home. We cannot see if you have help. But when they come to the technical interviews, it's shocking to them because it's the first time someone is giving you a problem in English, and they're like, okay, if you are to code this right now, what would you do? And you're very much in a shock form. And those are not there are not complicated questions, but you've never experienced that before. You kind of don't know where to start, what to open, which program. So I would really, really encourage you all to prepare yourself for any interview, technical, non-technical. Do mock-ups, train with your friends, and understand that for us, we can tell who came prepared. Okay, you couldn't solve the problems, but then we have different criteria sections. It's not about the outcome, it's about the process. So when the interviewer notes says, okay, did not solve problem 1 and 2 and tried really hard for 3, their critical thinking is really high. They have the skills, but they lack the method. We understand that you are eligible to study because you will pick up the methods, for example. And now, more than ever before, it's a very high competitive process because now we have very high demands. It's getting full. So please prepare yourself and don't underestimate this. And with that, I will like to conclude my presentation, and I would love for you all to think about um, all those information that I shared today, and I would be very happy to answer all your questions today. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, 𝐿𝐴𝐴. And we start having some questions.
Mhm. Okay.
Um, so the first question is, may I know the eligibility and minimum criteria required for a master degree in interaction? So
Okay.
it's based yeah,
It's in the chat, right? So
yeah.
for interaction design, especially if you are applying for a master's, you need to have a portfolio, design portfolio that is diverse, that shows different case studies that you worked on. We first judge based on that. And for the interview, we do not have a challenge or we do not have a project proposal. Instead, we ask you to pick from this portfolio a case study that you're proud of and you present it. So it's your presentation skills, it's the demonstration of design skills in a case study, it's the background, and also the motivation and enthusiasm. So all of these are criterias. It doesn't matter to us if you're coming from a very different, I don't know, career, but what matters to us is that you already took the first steps towards interaction design. Because a master's degree in interaction design, I think a couple of people are here took it, is a bit more advanced. There are very advanced classes as well as classes that are not advanced. And for now, the upcoming classes that we have for master's degree are pretty advanced. So if you're reskilling completely, you will struggle if you don't have the really some notions, not basics, some notions of understanding design. So we really appreciate if you already took few steps towards this journey already before joining us, which is through a development of a portfolio or some case studies. One question says, I have only a semester left to graduate my bachelor's degree. I will finish my degree this October. I am interested in joining master's in computer science. Okay, we have two intakes. First of all, oh, balloons. One is August intake and January intake. What we do have is 3 weeks courses. Sometimes we can accept people in between, depending on their level and depending also on the sequences of the classes. If they join, for example, in March, are they well equipped to follow the courses? Because sometimes we have gradual courses, and especially for tech, you need to have prerequisites for those courses. So I would recommend for if everyone to join for August. And you said you were finishing in October, so you can also join January intake. That would be okay. January 2026, I think. May I know a little about high-tech entrepreneurship major and job opportunities after study, but different with business management? Okay. So in here, high-tech entrepreneurship is really made for people who wants to start a startup or a business, because the classes, how they are built, first of all, you have a common class that we call from zero to hero, in which you brainstorm, you build the idea in 3 weeks, and through that you start testing this idea in different classes. So personally, I am not someone who was very sure about what kind of business I want to do. I tested 8 different ideas throughout the year. And for Cow here, he tested one idea and built it throughout the 14 modules. So with that being said, the most logical thing is that you either build this startup during your studies and you have it as your main job, working on that startup. If not, you can join a company and you can apply for management roles, or any roles that are more like associates or business development, because you gain a well-rounded knowledge about how business works. You have financial classes, not in-depth financial classes. You have classes about law, international law, how to properly make all the necessary legal documents for that. So I think it's a well-rounded experience that will allow you to apply for business management. So it's not only about business management, but it's a mix of everything. Would it be a struggle to get a job in digital marketing sector without speaking Thai language after graduation or while studying? For this, I would say that you should aim for international companies or global companies here. A lot of my friends that graduated here, they work for international companies, and therefore Thai is not required, because also they have international market. So it's not impossible, but at the same time, I would really recommend, if you have very strong referral, Thai communities or Thailand works really well with referral systems. So Agoda, for example, have job opportunities all the time. They share their internship and everything. But when you apply, you get nothing. But if you know someone in Agoda that can send you a referral link and you apply through that, most likely you will get an interview through that. So I would really encourage people to network here, go to networking events here, get to know more of expats living in Thailand, so you have more chances in a job here that is not in Thai. Do I have other questions?
Not anymore in the chat.
Yeah,
But
that
I
was
think
the
Kyle has
last.
some question.
Yes.
Oh, he's lagging.
Yeah, I think I would just ask for more of the information from you.
Yes.
Not sure. Okay. So, what is the earliest intake for let's say for digital marketing, um, all those majors, right? When is the earliest intake that they can join?
Yes. For now, the earliest intake is August 2025. And for
Mm.
August 2025, we already started enrolling. We have a lot of students who already enrolled, booked a seat. So we kind of looking at very big numbers by the end of the year. There is a question. If possible, I would like to know Myanmar network from Harbourspace for some small staff or admission. Yes, this is all Myanmar network. Actually, Burmese students are make around, I would say, more than 30% of our campus. We have right now more than 40 Burmese students. So you can either reach out to them through Unilinks. Unilinks is Burmese based / Cambodian. Everyone in Unilinks is from Myanmar or Cambodia. So feel free to reach out to anyone from Unilinks, I would say.
Yes,
And
yes.
they're
So
very
we
much.
also, yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Sorry to cut you off. Yeah, we already help maybe around 25 students to Harbor Space. So we can connect you with those students who are actually studying there. So maybe Nimian, maybe you can send the link in here, our Unilinks page, probably.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have like one
And
question, Shima. Do you still accept like uh in the main intakes, or like do you accept in like March or April? Do you still do that?
So
we do.
for yes, we do that for exceptional cases, and that's why I say we treat each application individually. So if you really urgently need to join us for any reason, either political or any situation, we treat that application independently. If you're a really advanced marketer and we know if the next class is about email marketing, you can keep up and you will not struggle, we're okay. You can join in the middle, just like for example Nimiat did. But Nimiat brings 7 years of experience in marketing, and when he wanted to join us, we thought, okay, he will not struggle. He will struggle a little in some places, but he can keep up. It all depends. If you can keep up, you can join in between intakes. It's not impossible. It is very much possible, but it depends on your background and your adaptability to the program you apply to.
Okay, Shima, thank you so much. I think we're going to wrap this session up and move on to the next session. And I would like to say thank you for joining with us.